The mother gave all 1.7 million yuan of land compensation money to her 4 daughters, and in her later years she wanted to live in her son's home for her retirement. The daughter-in-law said, "You are not worthy to enter my house." At this moment, the one being driven out of the house by her daughter-in-law and crazily pounding the door outside was Mrs. Jia. Backed up by several daughters, the furious Mrs. Jia rushed in and pointed at her daughter-in-law, cursing her loudly. The couple instantly quarreled fiercely. How could such close family members have their conflicts escalate to such a degree? According to Mrs. Jia, she had given birth to 2 sons and 4 daughters in her life, and overall her life had been quite comfortable. But since her husband and second son passed away one after another, her retirement problem had changed. Because the elder daughter-in-law and the younger daughter-in-law drove her out of the house, she had no choice but to temporarily live in the homes of her daughters. Although the daughters were filial, after all they were daughters, and she could not live there for a long time. In March, under the coordination of relatives, the 2 daughters-in-law agreed to the conditions of support. Both the elder daughter-in-law and the younger daughter-in-law's families had a retirement house for Mrs. Jia, and neither of the 2 daughters-in-law could drive her out under any excuse. Originally, she thought her retirement problem had been solved, but unexpectedly, after the agreement was signed, neither of the 2 daughters-in-law complied. In order to drive the old woman out, the 2 daughters-in-law changed the locks of their home doors 3 times in a row. Because the younger daughter-in-law refused to communicate, everyone then came to the elder daughter-in-law's home. Unexpectedly, compared to the younger daughter-in-law, the elder daughter-in-law was even more agitated, and upon meeting directly picked up a shovel to drive Mrs. Jia away.
干嘛这？你这出去出去干嘛？你知道上这？你出去不去？
是吧？我的家，你我过来，不要过去过来，你我过来，你我过去不要过来。
The elder daughter-in-law said she could allow her mother-in-law to enter the house, but the daughters who provoked family conflicts were not allowed to come near her door. The old woman then quarreled with her daughter-in-law, saying that the house included her share, and the daughter-in-law had no right to stop the daughters from entering. After the mediator's persuasion, everyone finally sat down in the house to communicate. The elder son said it was not him who drove his mother away, but that his mother did not recognize him as her son. The retirement agreement in March was actually complied with by him and his younger brother's wife, but the mother gave the keys of her house to several daughters. She was worried that the daughters would steal things from his house, so he had no choice but to change the lock. As soon as she heard her son say bad things about her daughters, Mrs. Jia instantly became ashamed and angry, and again pointed at her son, cursing loudly. The old woman thought that since it was her own house key, she could give it to whoever she wanted, and her son was meddling too much. Moreover, she gave it to her daughters only to make it easier for them to take care of her, but her son slandered her daughters like this, which was really too much. If we had to talk about the ownership of the house, the land of the homestead still belonged to her. At this moment, the younger daughter-in-law told everyone something that left them dumbfounded. Not long ago, the mother-in-law even brought several daughters and sons-in-law and beat her into the hospital, and after she was hospitalized, not a single person among the mother-in-law and several daughters came to visit her. Since then, whenever the family met, it was like enemies, reaching the point of complete inability to communicate. The mother-in-law thought that the matter of hitting her daughter-in-law was also something they had been forced to do, saying it was the daughter-in-law who first pushed her daughter. But the younger daughter-in-law thought that being beaten and cursed in her own home, and now even being slandered as the one who started first, was unbearable. The 2 sides quarreled again. Communication between the mother-in-law and daughters-in-law seemed to always be nothing but quarreling. After the mediator understood the conflicts between the 2 sides, he thought that things should be separated one from another. The matter of hitting people could be handed over to the police station to handle, but this could not be used as an excuse to refuse to support the old woman. The daughter-in-law said she was not an unreasonable person. The matter of hitting people, she could let go of, but the biggest problem in their family, which was also the root of all conflicts, was entirely caused by the mother-in-law's favoritism. At this moment, the elder son also said directly that the 1.7 million yuan of land compensation money previously received by their family was all given by the mother to the 4 daughters. But now that the mother needed retirement support, she thought of them again, which he could not accept.
是不是170万？我170万。超保的大家，170万交不出来，这个事永远了不了。
It turned out that a few years ago, Mrs. Gia's family had undergone land requisition. According to their local custom, the compensation money for land requisition should have been inherited by the two sons, but in Mrs. Gia's family, the situation changed. The two sons did not get a single cent, and Mrs. Gia gave all the money to the 4 daughters. The sons' families then thought that Mrs. Gia was really too biased. Since she did not recognize her sons, then supporting her had nothing to do with them. At first Mrs. Gia indeed lived in her daughters' homes, but now obviously she could not continue living in her daughters' homes, so she thought about returning to her sons' homes for retirement. At this time, the younger daughter-in-law took out an agreement.
我剩余地为归一方使用，剩余那个地归他一我俩所有，对吧？现在就恁说了叫，要不然保不了这俺闺女。
The younger daughter-in-law said that at that time they signed a family division agreement, stating that the land in front of the house belonged to their family and the elder brother's family. But in the end, all the compensation money was given by the mother-in-law to the 4 daughters. Since there was this family division agreement, and everyone had signed it and recognized it, logically the retirement issue should also have been made clear. But unexpectedly, this agreement was ultimately destroyed by Mrs. Gia herself. As for why she personally tore up the agreement signed back then, Mrs. Gia's words left people dumbfounded. She said she was illiterate, did not recognize what was written on it, so she signed it randomly, and it did not count. Moreover, she signed this agreement in order to strive for rights for her daughters, and in her heart she never intended to give the land to her 2 sons. The old woman's words were unacceptable, because this agreement was signed by many parties, and it was impossible for her not to know what was written on it. No matter how the mediator persuaded her, Mrs. Gia still put on a posture of feigning madness and refusing to acknowledge it. As for the compensation money, Mrs. Gia firmly insisted that it was not as much as the sons and daughters-in-law had said. Later, everyone went to the village elders to verify.
97万。啊！说170万，你在这儿有多少有住这儿呗？你管这也是个事儿，老板，你说那谁家财产，你有嘛权利干啥呀了？他愿意给谁给谁。
The elders said the compensation money was 970,000 yuan, not 1.7 million yuan, but the sons and daughters-in-law did not believe it. The mediator also persuaded the 2 daughters-in-law, the money belonged to the old woman, and as for how to distribute it, it was her right. As children, they should not interfere with the old woman's choices. Because of the amount and distribution of the compensation money, both sides quarreled again. The daughters-in-law and sons kept questioning the old woman. You gave so much cash, houses and cars to several daughters, why did you not give us even a penny? Yet when it came to retirement, you thought of us. During the repeated questioning, the old woman no longer had the posture of cursing loudly as when she first came. Knowing she was in the wrong, she planned to avoid it by going to the door. This move provoked the elder daughter-in-law's fury.
你行了，行了，行，你不要了，看看，真是你这。你把我小子欺负了，你老人也出这个道去，你丧良心。
Later, after everyone's persuasion, both sides finally calmed down. The elders thought that no matter what, the parents had raised the 2 sons to adulthood. The father had passed away early, and now there was only a lonely old mother. The 2 sons' families should not link retirement support with money, and they should give a key to the old woman and properly support her. The younger daughter-in-law said the key was not in her hand and she had no way to give it. The elder daughter-in-law directly rebuked angrily. If the matter of the compensation money was not resolved, then there was nothing to talk about. Seeing that no communication was working, the mediator suggested that Mrs. Gia protect her rights through legal channels. At this time, the elder son also firmly supported his wife and younger brother's wife.
叫俺们掏钱啊！为嘛不叫他？该叫他你还得他，你才叫小子。不是他小子啊！你不是他小子，你不是他小子生的啊？他不是俺们
The elder son said directly that since his mother did not treat him as family, then whoever got the money should be the one to support the old woman, instead of coming to find them. This conflict over retirement support finally ended unhappily in quarrels.
This family's tragedy, in the end, was caused by money. The 1.7 million yuan compensation money. The mother gave it all to the daughters, and in the end, when it came to retirement, she thought of the sons. Such obvious favoritism, probably no family could accept it. Did the daughters-in-law make mistakes? In their attitude and actions, they were indeed excessive, but they also felt they were being treated as cash machines, and they had grievances in their hearts. As for Mrs. Jia, she thought the money was hers, and she could give it away as she pleased, but she ignored one reality. Once the money was given away, the family affection was also divided. In the end, her husband passed away, her sons grew distant, and her daughters also could not truly take responsibility for her retirement, leaving only a lonely old woman. This matter makes people sigh. Is family affection more important, or is money more important? Perhaps everyone has a different answer in their hearts. But one thing is certain. If family affection is tied up by money, in the end it will only lead a family to estrangement. What do you think? The mother gave all the money to her daughters, but in her later years, she wanted her sons to support her. Is such a demand reasonable? Welcome to leave your opinions in the comments section. If you like this video, remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We will see you next time.